Congratulations to all of you graduating, and congratulations to your families with you here today. I'm excited to be here and celebrate in your accomplishments. It's always a nostalgic experience coming back on campus. When I graduated from Trinity with my master's degree 10 years ago, the campus looked different. There was no CSI building, and Northrop Hall was just being built. Also, there was no Taco Taco on campus, which I heard you guys have. Taco Taco is a treat, and I look back fondly on my memories there, Saturday and Sunday mornings, getting breakfast. That is, when we were able to actually wake up, get dressed, and get there before 2 p.m. However, with all the changes on campus, I continue to be amazed at how the library still smells the same. Don't worry, President Anderson, it's not a bad smell, just a Coates Library smell. In fact, I think the same couch is there where I used to fall asleep studying when I would convince myself that I was learning by osmosis. Anyway, I'm not really sure why I'm standing in front of you here today, because there are plenty of other Trinity graduates who are far more successful than I am. Not to mention that public speaking kind of terrifies me. Regardless, this is an honor. When I got the email from President Anderson asking me to be here today, I immediately Googled how to give a graduation speech. Google told me to give some wise and inspirational life advice and try to be funny. Well, I'm an accountant. An auditor, no less. I don't give life advice, I don't teach the youth of America, and I'm not known to be particularly humorous or witty. So I decided to just share with you today 5 tips that I thought you might find helpful in your life after graduation, because I have. Number 1, keep your long-term career goals in mind. I've seen a lot of people quit public accounting way too early in their careers because they had a rough, busy season, they didn't like their team, or they didn't like their boss. Teacher turnover is also a problem. In a 2016 NPR article I read, teacher attrition rate is about 8% in the US. So if you're ever feeling unhappy or scared in your new role, I encourage you to reach out to others and talk to other people for support, rather than throwing in the towel if your first job isn't exactly what you expected. One senior partner at PwC once told me that there's a big difference between running from something and running to something. So I know you're just starting, but if you're ever thinking about leaving your first job or your career, make sure it's for a better opportunity, a move up, a promotion. I want to stress this particularly to you accounting majors who will undoubtedly have a rough couple of busy seasons when you first start. It's a big change. And maybe for you education majors who may not agree with your administration. Just remember to keep in mind where you want to be in the future and how to get there. Number 2, always say yes to new opportunities and be flexible. Even if you feel like you're not qualified, scared of rejection, or it involves the unknown. My college roommate, who also graduated from Trinity with her master's, but in education, 10 years ago, was approached to apply to be the English department head at her school after only 2 years of teaching, due to her passion for the kids and commitment to the school. She considered not applying because she didn't feel quite ready in her career just yet, after naturally only 2 years of teaching. Plus, the other teachers in her department had more experience than she did, and they were older. However, she applied and was granted the position. She excelled at being the department head, and that gave her the credential to keep moving up in the district. Now, she is an English curriculum specialist for HISD. She helps develop lesson plans for HISD, and she helps teachers become better teachers. Had she turned down that opportunity after only 2 years of teaching, she wouldn't have been able to move up so quickly. Another example is when I was considering a tour in our national office at PwC. I frankly was scared to do so because I wasn't sure if I was qualified, and I knew that there were better applicants out there. I was also scared of rejection. I was scared that I wouldn't get the position or I wouldn't get the department that I wanted. And it also involved the unknown. It involved a move from Texas, where I've been all my life, to New Jersey. I didn't know anything about New Jersey except for what I learned from Snooki and JWoww, which was Gym Tan Laundry, GTL for short, for all my Jersey Shore fans out there. But now, I'm in the middle of my 2-year tour in the national office at PwC, and I can tell you this is the best experience and resume builder I could have asked for. I have access to very senior level people at PwC and at our clients, and I have immense opportunities to develop my technical skills. So I encourage you guys to always say yes to new opportunities when it presents itself. Number 3, get used to working in groups. Did any of you guys ever have that one slacker in your group where he or she didn't exactly pull his or her weight? Let's just call him James for short. James didn't really show up to meetings, respond to emails or text, and he didn't really write a section of the paper. Or he wrote it so poorly that you had to stay up until 3 a.m. the night before fixing his section because your grade depended on it. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, I have some bad news for you because you might be James. Did you ever think that you couldn't wait to be a real grown-up in the working world where you wouldn't have to deal with James and James wouldn't slow you down? Well, James has your job. James has the same job you do. He gets paid the same amount of money you do, and James is on your team. So those group assignments and projects that your professors assign to you is just really getting you ready for the real world. A department, a school district, a company is just one big group project where you're working towards a common goal. So start thinking about what worked well in your group projects and use those skills. It will be important. And you just need to figure out a way to make it work for both you and James. Number 4, recognize that a Trinity degree gives you credibility. You should be proud of your school and the reputation it brings. I am. However, you should also realize that a Trinity degree is just that. It's a degree, a credential. It's someone passing along your resume, maybe an interview, possibly a job offer. But it's not an automatic ticket to success or wealth. Once you start working, no one cares about your GPA, and not many people care about what school you went to outside of college football conversations. It's all about what you do with that knowledge and experience and your skills that will set you apart. The value of my Trinity education is not the degree itself. It's the skills I've learned and the connections I've made both at school and after graduation through alumni groups. You still need to work hard, study, exercise critical thinking, give presentations, and be able to communicate with your peers and bosses. And those skills are what Trinity helped me develop for my career. And number 5, most importantly, last piece of advice, travel. You're shortly going to be in a sweet spot in your life and your career where you'll have the money to travel, but not necessarily all the responsibilities of being an adult with kids where you can actually do that. And you guys in particular should be able to travel. You accounting majors, you'll have a very generous vacation policy in public accounting. And education majors, if you are in education, you will most likely have summers and spring break and Christmas to travel. Use this time in your life and your career wisely. And don't keep putting it off because you feel like you don't have the money for it. You're never going to feel like you have enough money. So you might as well just spend it on experiences. Not to say that you should be wasteful. You should still check out travel deals, Groupons, and shop around, but travel. You'll regret not seeing the world if you don't. Plus, everyone else will be doing it and bragging about it. You'll see it all over your Facebook newsfeed. And by the way, I was told that Facebook was for old people. I was at Trinity when Facebook started, and we were still using AOL Instant Messenger at that time, so I disagree. I think Facebook is new and cool. But I'm told that for all of you, it would be Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. So go out, travel to new places, and tweet about it. To summarize, my 5 tips are, number 1, keep your long-term career goals in mind. Number 2, say yes to new opportunities. Number 3, get used to working in groups. Number 4, recognize what a Trinity degree is and what it is not. And 5, travel. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Michael Dell. Never try to be the smartest person in the room. And if you are, I suggest you invite smarter people or find a different room. Thank you again for having me, and congratulations.